Hello, future developers. Welcome to another tutorial ABCD. In our previous lesson, this is how far we've come. Okay, this is what we've been able to do. So, we would want to start our button, but first, let's round in the corners of our image, of our container. So, we have in our container, we are going to actually style the corners by using border radius. So, border radius, and then we'll give it a value of 10 px. Okay, so if we check to see the corners are rounded, okay, think rounded corners, and then even you can look at the iPhones and modern phones are celebrating rounded corners. Okay. Now in our image, we would want to, if you actually look here, you could see here is straightened. Okay, so we also want to round in only the top left corner and then the bottom left corner. So to do that, we would use the inside the image. We are going to use border. Let's come here. Top left. We'll also set it to 10 px, and then we'll do same for border top bottom left. Also do it 10 px. Okay, so now if we check, we should have it rounded. Okay. Now let's work with styling our button. So our button, which is BTN, we want to style this one, the plant. So as you see here, which is this. Okay, so it's an ID of BTN, so we will need to reference it with a pound sign so that we'll be able to style or target this particular button. So I'm going to do shift and then the pound sign and then BTN, and then we'll do just going to paste the background color. Okay, I just copied this and then pasted it here. But what we can do now is 85, and let me change it to 85. 85, and then we'll do the other one 33. 33. Okay, so now let's work with our border. So you can see there's a black border. Okay, we want to take that out. So border, we'll set our border to none. Okay, so we don't have it. Okay, so remember we are actually working on only this, not this, so only this. This is why we make good use of classes and then IDs. Okay, I'm going to set my width to 350, so width of 350 px. Okay, and then we'll do that of our height. We'll set our height to 50 px. Okay, as you see here, and then we are going to give it a color. So the color is going to be our text color, which is the plant here. Okay, so we'll give it a color of white. Okay, you might sometimes you might get confused with doing fonts color or text color. In HTML, when you just use color, that's fine. Okay, so I don't think there's anything like text color or font color. All I know is color, and then we would want to give it a shadow. Better still, let's give it a margin. Okay, so that we actually push this donates down. So let's give it a margin first. So a margin of 30. So a margin 30 px for top bottom, px for top bottom, and then top bottom, and then 0 for right and left. Okay, so the first argument here, okay, so we have only two arguments or values. So the first value is referring to the top and then the bottom, and then the second value, which is 0, is referring to the right and then the left. So we are setting the right and left to 0, and then the top and bottom margins to 30 px. Now we want to give our text font weight. So font weight of, let's use bold. Okay, so we bolden it, and then font size, say to medium. Okay. Now let's try rounding in the corners of our button. So border radius, let's make it 5 px. Okay, so we have it rounded. And then we're going to give it a box shadow. So box shadow, box hyphen shadow of so we are going to give it a property. So one first, let's do 10 px, 10 px. Okay, so for demonstration purpose, and then 10 px, and then we'll do we'll give it a color that's you can do hash AA A. Okay, so you can see we have some shadow here, but so the 10 px is offsetting, so horizontal. The first one is the horizontal offset. Okay, so you can see it's shifted horizontally to the right side by 10 px, and then also the second argument here 10 px is also shifting it from the top, so an offset from the top by 10 px downwards. Okay, so we don't want this, so I'm going to set our first to 1, so horizontal to 1, and then our vertical, okay, offsets to 3 px. Okay, and then if we don't want this color, we can actually go with this color, but we'll change the values, the properties of it. So I'm going to take this out, Control V. Then let's change the values here. So the values, I'm going to do 189, 189 for the first, and then the second one I'm going to do 62. Then the third one I'm going to do 24. Okay, so we have something like this. Okay, let's enlarge it and see what we have. Okay, so in the next lesson we'll learn to center everything. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lesson, and then thank you for watching.